Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Right then, so this journey that I think we're all on, and we've all taken, well, a lot of us have taken the red pill. We are all aware and awake and beginning to understand and question things. Now, the problem is this is a huge, long rabbit hole, and we're all in different sections. The Reverend Sideways, Simon Sideways, says that you have to understand that not everybody is in the same place down the rabbit hole as other people. You see, I'm getting down there a bit, but there are still things that some people say, and I'll go, really? I'm not sure. But because my eyes are open, I now look at things. The recent thing, which seems to be a big buzzword, the media's doing it, and we're all talking about it here. I haven't done my video yet, but I will. Is obviously the Fabian Society and what a massive influence they have on the British political systems. And after I've done a bit more research, I will do my video on the Fabian Society, which will be a bit later than everybody else's, but at least it keeps it bubbling around because we need to do that. So, as you journey down this hole, you begin to realise that many of the things that you held onto and thought and believed in will actually turn out to be massive lies. And you begin to understand that things never were in the right order, and all of this is happening now, has been done and is being done specifically on purpose. And you all know that I'm ex-forces. You all know that I was very fond of the Queen, and I got visibly upset. And there is a video on my channel, but it won't be there for much longer because I'll explain that, and you'll probably understand why at the end of this. And I was a royalist, and then when she passed on, I didn't want anything to do because I knew old sausage fingers. Let's be honest, Charles is a Muslim because that's all he cares about. He was going to be no good for this country. But as you learn and as you begin to open your eyes and you begin to expand your horizons, you begin to spot things, and maybe I wasn't right in my assessment of the Queen. You see, I was watching this video by Dean O'Bain. His video is called The Queen Was a Monster, which immediately I thought, I'm going to pay attention to this because that's the Queen he's talking about. I mean, everybody loved the Queen. But then he was reviewing this guy's video, The Zoomer Historian, where it's called, as you can see, the Queen Elizabeth II myth. And the bit up here, which is on display, is explaining about how the Queen wasn't politically isolated. She did get involved, and let's be honest, I'm not going to ruin it. You need to watch both Dino's video and the Zoomer Historian's video, because there was a lot that happened there that I was completely unaware of, and it's all to do with the collapse of Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe. And that was an eye-opener. But then, as you'll hear on here, Dino will go on to a video that is mentioned and he hasn't watched. And his reaction was similar to mine. But in any case, let's play the video, and you'll see what I mean.
And it hasn't stopped since, guys. I'm not going to watch the entire video. If you want to go watch the end of this, feel free. The Zoomer Historian. I want to quickly watch one of the speeches that was mentioned during this. The Queen's Christmas message 2004.
So remember, this is the Christmas message that many of us would have seen and listened to on Christmas in 2004. Okay? It's a long time ago. An awful long time ago.
I have no idea what this says, by the way.
There goes, yes, no idea. And at that time, neither had I. But remember, when people say, oh, this is a new thing, this is, something that's just fresh. You can see, if you watch the bit about Rhodesia, you can see where we're going, you can understand it. But this shows you that this wasn't, yeah, it's been planned, hasn't it?
Oh, look, more people talking about the Fabians. That's good.
Which I said I will be doing shortly. Yeah, the quality wasn't very good. But it was 2004.
Christmas is, for most of us, a time for a break from work, for family and friends, for presents, turkey and crackers. But we should not lose sight of the fact that these are traditional celebrations around a great religious festival.
Yeah, our festival as Christians in a Christian country. Whether you believe or not, this country was based on Christianity. So Christmas is an important thing for us. But there's no way you can deny that.
One of the most important in the Christian year. Religion and culture are much in the news these days.
2004, remember? 2004. Sound familiar?
Usually as sources of difference and conflict, rather than for bringing people together.
Well, you can't. You can't bring people together when religions are specifically designed to hate each other. Well, one religion especially.
But the irony is that every religion has something to say about tolerance and respecting others.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. One religion in particular wants everybody to be tolerant to them and them alone. Oh, and believe in their God and their God alone.
For me, as a Christian, one of the most important of these teachings is contained in the parable of the Good Samaritan, when Jesus answers the question, "Who is my neighbor?" It is a timeless story of a victim of a mugging who was ignored by his own countrymen, but helped by a foreigner, and a despised foreigner at that.
Okay.
The implication drawn by Jesus is clear. Everyone is our neighbor.
No, they're not.
No.
No matter what race, creed,
Nope.
or color.
Nope.
The need to look after a fellow human being is far more important than any cultural or religious differences.
It's not though, is it?
That's incorrect, because if those people don't hold your values, what they'll do is just take advantage of you. They'll see no kindness in it. They'll see weakness. If you don't understand human behavior, if you don't understand the very worst that human beings can do, and you only believe in the very best that humans can do, they're going to murder you.
He's not wrong. He's not
I
wrong.
work within the health service.
Is that it?
With the Royal College of Nursing.
Recognize the benefits
It goes on.
of this positive approach, music and the arts. There is certainly much more to be done and many challenges to be overcome. Discrimination still exists. Some people feel that their own beliefs are being threatened.
Well, they are. But remember, just a point to remember, 2004, ladies and gentlemen, 2004.
Some are unhappy about unfamiliar cultures. They all need to be reassured that there is so much to be gained by reaching out to others, that diversity is indeed a strength and not a threat.
Oh, you nasty bitch. You nasty bitch. Is that where it came from, guys? It came from the very top.
Yep.
It came from the very top. I'm so sick of that phrase.
We need also to realize that peaceful and steady progress in our society of differing cultures and heritage can be threatened at any moment by the actions of extremists at home or by events abroad.
You see, the funny thing is, she's talking about us, right? She's talking about the right wing or right-wing extremists. She's not talking about the actual extremists that ended up coming to this country and doing what they did. It's just their observation of what is happening and what could happen is completely 180 to what it should be. They shouldn't be looking at us and going, guys, you might be a problem if you don't accept this diversity, this wonderful diversity that we're going to push on you. We want you to be tolerant and open and not see race and all this stuff, while importing people that do see race that are not tolerant, that do want to do harm to you. And we've seen that over the years, guys. We've seen it over the years. We see it every day now because of decisions from people like this.
And there you go. I'm not going to play anymore. Please go and watch Dino's video and the Zoomer Historian's video if you want to see where this all has come from. Where maybe the person who I thought was a model of independence and sense of duty actually wasn't, actually was part of the problem, actually enabled it. You see, way back in history, and the Zoomer Historian claims this, I think it was King John. I can't remember off the top of my head. He lost all our lands in France, and he was classed as the worst king ever. The Queen, as it's covered in that, basically saw us give up all of the lands that we owned. Not a couple of regions in France, all of the lands. And she didn't do anything to stop it. And now she's there in 2004 going, diversity is our strength. And we've got to make sure it doesn't get derailed by anyone daring to say, actually, it fucking isn't. In fact, it's killing us. So when we think Sausage Fingers is bad, and he is bad, he really is bad, and we all know. I mean, I'm 100% convinced he's a Muslim. He's converted. Because that's all he cares about. All he cares about is the Muslims. That's the only thing that seems, even when he's talking about other things, even Christian festivals, he has to bring the Muslim faith. He has to bring Islam into it. And he's supposed to be the defender of the Christian faith. So, when I got upset because the Queen died, it's because I thought she was a strong leader, a model of not getting involved, staying neutral, and doing the best for Britain. And that was a lie, because she didn't. And if you watch the Zoomer Historians, and it's his theory, but when you listen to it and you see what she did, or moreover, what she didn't do, you see, at the moment we are living through absolute hell. I mean, this is literally a living nightmare here in the UK. And then you look at things that were supposed to have been stable and the perfect example of how we behave as English people were the ones who were selling us down the river, who were kowtowing and bowing down to the demands of poxy third world countries just so they could pretend that they still had an empire, which they gave away. You realise that things aren't as good as they were. And that is why I am going to remove that video of me being upset over the Queen. Because I'm not. I'm upset now that it's blatantly obvious. And I didn't know that. And I probably even watched that. And it just didn't drop into my head. It just didn't drop into my head. It does come from the top. The royal family have been instrumental in the enabling of this country's fall. I used to be a royalist, mind you. I've said that I used to be a lot of things, but I'm not anymore. And I'm going down this rabbit hole, and it certainly opens your eyes. Now, I know a lot of people will probably watch this video and go, oh, you're flipping. Oh, so I sounded a bit Charles then, didn't I? Or did I sound like Ozzy? May God rest his soul. Or actually Beelzebub for him. A bit like who the church is now. It's not Church of Christ and God, it's the Church of Beelzebub. because we have people who are in charge of the church who are not really religious people. They're there to spread the message of not God. With what's happened with the government, even though we knew it was going to be bad, I think even those of us who were thinking it was going to be bad didn't realise it was going to be that bad, this bad, that doing this could end me up in prison. And there is something I will talk about later on where that is already apparently a plan for many of us. That's why they're building those new super prisons. They're not for criminals. They're going to be for dissidents. We live in a very scary world, and the more I the more I study and understand and I listen to multiple different points of view. You see, unlike leftists, members of the left waffer, I like to listen to all sides and I like to absorb information, because I know we live in a world where it's left and right now, but that's not how the world is. There's the extreme right and the extreme left who are in reality one and the same. It'll just a bit like the Uni Party. Two arses of the same. Two arses? Two cheeks of the same arse. Two arses of the same cheek, one would say if they couldn't speak English properly. And then you've got everybody else who's in the middle, really, and it's sort of you start in the centre and you go either way. Yeah, and there are on both sides sensible people who, I agree with George Galloway sometimes. I can't stand the man, and I think what he stands for is wrong, but freedom of speech is allowed to say what he wants. But every now and again, just like I'm sure every now and again, I will say something that people who wouldn't normally agree with me would agree with me, because that's what adults do. We don't have to hate people. We can look at people and go, I really don't like that person. I don't like what they have to say, but I'm going to defend the right for them to say it. But if they say something that I agree with, I'm going to go, I agree with you. I mean, it's like the old RAF guy who got arrested for holding a pro-Palestine support thing. You're not allowed to do that. And all these people, but the thing is, if you'd been far right, you'd have been cheering. But the simple thing is, I don't agree with what he's saying. I don't agree with the sign and the support he's showing. But I will defend the right for him to say that, even though he doesn't really. I'm like, you idiot. But he's allowed to do that. I should be allowed to do exactly what I'm doing now, right here. If it offends you, tough. Who cares? No one cares. But we live in a world where it does matter. And I don't want to have that anymore. Yeah, you can't say you're a proponent of free speech and then not defend free speech. Now, some people say, oh, yeah, but you do that when you delete people off your channels. I delete people off my channels who are just, yeah. And it's not because they're free speech. There are plenty of people who put stuff on there saying they don't agree with me, and that's fine. I leave it. Sometimes there is a line, and if people drop below that line or cross that line, then I'm not having them on the channel. That's just the way it is. That's not me suppressing their free speech. It's just the fact that I don't want to deal with fucking idiots. Okay? If you are prepared to listen to views, disagree, and give me a logical reason for disagreement, that's fine. Just to throw out random slurs and insults isn't. We're in dark times. Freedom of speech is under threat, but you can't pick and choose which bits of freedom of speech you agree with. There are people in this world who say things that I don't agree with, and there are people who do not agree with me. And that has always been all right up until recently, when all of a sudden it's not all right. You know, when we used to have the middle ground and then the fucking idiots on either end, and now you have to be either one member of either one of the fucking idiots, and we're not. There are a lot of us in the middle, quite normal human beings. Difficult though, isn't it? It is difficult. You know, because we are in the most divisive time. And as I've said, you can see the creeping artillery barrage rolling towards you. And it's not going to end well. When I've got American friends on X who are saying, you're all in trouble, you're falling, we can all see where this is going to end. And that's from over the channel. Channel? That's the French. Fuck the French. The pond, the Atlantic, slightly different size. I wouldn't be able to swim the Atlantic. Some idiot's going to try, though. But if they can see it, if everybody else in the world can see where this is going, why are some people in this country pretending it's not going to go that way? Unless we make a change. Any case, enough of that. Ways to support the channel down below. I shall catch you in the next one. Don't forget the old like, share, subscribe. Go, if you don't know who Dino is, go and watch his videos. Go subscribe to his channel. He's the top man. Really do like his stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And to the, is it Boomer? Boomer Historian. Yeah, Boomer Historian. He's got some good stuff as well. Any case, catch you soon.
You said to me that you can't stand the world you're living in no more. I can't say